Hi everyone. Okay, today I want to talk about a couple of movies that have some similarities. Firstly, I want to focus on this one, Night Tide. And this is a film from 1961 from director Curtis Harrington. The film in recent years has undergone a restoration courtesy of Drive director Nicholas Winding Refn. And so you can get it on the Indicator label. Definitely a fascinating film, this. So this is the first feature film from director Curtis Harrington, a director who I'm not particularly aware of, but he does have a film called Who Slew Auntie Roo, made in 1972 with Shelley Winters, that I know of. And I do actually have the poster for his final film, which was 1985's Mata Hari, starring Sylvia Kristel. I'd particularly like to see his film from 1967 called Games, as that one stars Simone Signoret, James Caan and Catherine Ross. But Night Tide, yeah, this is an early role for Dennis Hopper, so a leading role for him. He had already featured in classic movies such as Rebel Without a Cause, Giant and The Gunfight at the OK Corral. But yeah, this is a low-budget film made in 1961 that has supernatural overtones. So Curtis Harrington was a director who was influenced by the works of Val Lewton and the writings of Edgar Allan Poe, and so there's a touch of both of those around this film. The film is set in Santa Monica, great location here. We get to see the pier and carnival that's featured there, so it's a really atmospheric kind of location for it. And it features Dennis Hopper as a sailor who enters the town and comes across the amusement park there and finds that there is a woman who is portraying a mermaid at the amusement park, and he takes a liking to her and tries to get involved with her. But as he does so, he starts getting warnings that actually there may be something unusual about her, and that men from the town have disappeared who have previously had relations with her. So there's a suggestion in here that she may be a siren of the sea or some kind of sea witch, and so the film has some macabre and atmospheric moments related to that. Now, I wouldn't really call it an all-out horror or anything like that. It's just an atmospheric kind of movie that has some really nice moments to it. The acting on this is a little wooden, to be honest, and Curtis Harrington himself admits in the discussions that are included on the extras here that for his first feature he wasn't really au fait with directing actors, and there are some non-actors who appear in the film as well. But nonetheless, this is just a really enjoyable one in terms of its atmosphere and this kind of sense of, what is at play here. Is there a witch here, or some kind of siren of the sea? Is there macabre forces at work? Now, what lets this film down a little bit is the script and the fact that Dennis Hopper's character is the one who is new to the town, and he is encountering this alluring woman who may or may not be some kind of siren or sea witch. But the fact is, she's already part of the town, and so people know about her already. And so really all the warnings that become apparent to Dennis Hopper's character during the course of the movie should have been there right from the outset. So that's just the slightly niggling aspect of this, but otherwise this is just a really entertaining film. Like I say, very light on the actual horror aspect of it, but just a nice atmosphere to it, great locations, and all filmed in black and white. Now, regular viewers of my channel may know that sometimes I try and increase awareness of the films of director John Guillermin. Now, he had big box office hits in the 70s with the likes of the 1976 King Kong and also Towering Inferno, but he had lots of other movies which fell under the radar. And so with that in mind, I just want to mention this one, Thunderstorm from 1956. So some 5 years before Night Tide, but it bears some similarities in that whilst it's not a horror movie as such or anything like that, it does involve a woman who has siren-like qualities. So in this film we have Linda Christian playing a woman who is found at sea lying in a boat, and a fisherman brings her to shore at a Spanish fishing village, and whilst she's there, she causes the men to behave in really bizarre and strange ways and become obsessed with her, and it all becomes questionable as to whether she has some kind of siren-like qualities and she's going to bring these men to their deaths. Really enjoyable film, this, really well made. Like I say, it doesn't have the sort of horror aspects of Night Tide, but it does have a lot of sort of tension and suspense in it, and is just really enjoyable to watch. Now, Linda Christian was an actress and model. She was actually the very first Bond girl, if you like, because she did star in a TV episode of Casino Royale back in the 60s. And she was also well known for her relationships as well. And at the time that this was being made, she was just coming out of a relationship with actor Tyrone Power. Now, this film isn't very easy to find, unfortunately. This is a nice network release that I have here. But yeah, very little seen. I think there's only 10 reviews of it on Letterboxd, and probably 2 of those are mine. But yeah, if you can track this one down, then I really do recommend it. Like I say, not so much for horror, but for the kind of suspense in it and this sense of unease about whether or not she is some kind of siren. So yeah, I think it complements Night Tide quite well. But let me know, have you seen either of these movies at all? More likely Night Tide rather than Thunderstorm. But yeah, let me know any comments that you have. Hopefully I'll see you again for more movies. Thanks very much for joining me on this one. All the best. Bye-bye.